Hello and welcome to another podcast from M&H Consultants. M, of course, is Anita Menon on my left, and I'm the H, Ron Howard. This is the 10th and last podcast in our third series, which means it's the 30th.
Yes.
Where did the other 29 go? It's been, what, a year and a half now?
Year and a half now.
Yes. And so we thought we'd go out with a bang with a very special guest, a friend of the show who's returning again, and we're very pleased and happy to have him. It's Juzer Rupawala. I'm always having difficulty with your name, even though I've known you a long time. The director of Lulu in Bahrain and several other countries. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Anita, for having me back. And a very Merry Christmas to all of us. It's that time of the year that, we are all smiling. The weather is great. And I believe in that there's nothing called coincidences. Your 30 episode, I complete 30 years in the group this year. So everything works for a reason. I'm here for a reason. So I'm quite excited that the number 30 is still holding me together.
So after this podcast is finished, we're all going for a big party.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
But you will see we are called Breakfast Banter, but it looks like we're on water today, doesn't it? So
Well, the breakfast is about to come, so
okay,
not to worry.
About to come, right.
We can always count on our sponsor, right? So our sponsor is UApp, and they have, they have chosen us as the podcast to sponsor for season 3. And thank you so much, UApp. We've had a great time ordering breakfast on the app. It's really easy to use UApp, and in case you face any difficulties, their customer service is really helpful. Whether it is to order something or whether something is not getting delivered, their customer service is top-notch. So highly recommended, and thank you, UApp. And this is our final episode. And we're going to talk about a very interesting subject with our guest, Juzer. Thank you so much for yet again supporting us and our podcast. The topic is about how brands can help local communities grow. But before we jump into the thick of things, I would like Ron to explain what CSR is.
Right, well, I'll just give you a definition that I've got off the internet. Corporate social responsibility is the continuing commitment by a business to behave ethically and contribute to economic development while improving the quality of life of the workforce and their families, as well as of the local community and society at large. In an earlier episode, we did speak about CSR.
We did.
Particularly the triple bottom line, which was profit. A company is there to make profit for its shareholders. People, pay them properly, train them properly, treat them with respect, give them an opportunity for promotion, and then the planet, be good to the planet. When I started work in the 1970s, there was no CSR. It was all about profits, making profits for a company. The planet paid all the costs of pollution, waste, etc., etc. But now stakeholders, including shareholders, are interested in companies being responsible citizens. And really that's what our subject is about today, Lulu and its CSR responsibilities as regards the local community.
Right. So because personally, I've worked with Lulu as a brand so closely. I know that you've done tons of initiatives over the last 7 years of our association. And I thought that it was really important to kind of bring that to the forefront today through this podcast. So I just want to know that how has 2022 treated Lulu market? And is there something new that we need to look forward to? I mean, this is not directly related to the CSR bit, but I just want to know how the brand is doing, and is there something new that you want to share with our audience?
Thanks, Anita. 2022 has been a comeback year, as if I may say, for all of us. We were rattled by the pandemic, and 2022 saw the light at the end of the tunnel for all of us, and it's been a great learning experience the last 2 years, and we tried to apply everything in 2022. The learnings of the last 2 years of pandemic, it's taught us a lot. I'm sure all of us will agree to that, and we have to see how our businesses and how our communities and societies have to survive with the new normal, as we say now, and that's been the major learning point for us as to how to innovate, how to adapt to what we are doing now. Plenty of opportunities came by in 2022, while the market exploded with the normalcy of consumers traveling and doing what they were unable to do for the past few years. We had to keep adapting to the customer demands, the customer requirements. We saw a great opportunity in crypto, accepting cryptocurrency. We tapped that. We saw a great opportunity in making customers aware and self-aware. So we started building self-checkouts. All these tech innovations were, I think, the name of the game, if I may say, in 2022. And Lulu has been, really investing in a very large way to understand the directions, this business is setting for us. And we'll keep adapting, and we'll keep exploring what is available today as a technological solution as well as a human resource solution for our business.
Yes, I think you're just making the customer experience better and better, basically. So I know that the brand involves itself in different CSR activities. And what kind of activities have you done in this year that are such a high point?
Definitely, and I just wanted to make a point of Ron introducing CSR as a corporate social responsibility. I have slightly termed it in a different way. I believe CSR is common social responsibility. It's not just the corporates who have to be responsible socially. It has to be consumers. It has to be the end users. Everyone has to get involved in making, being aware of what's happening around their lives, and how we can make a difference to people, whether it is through corporate, whether it is through personal contribution. And Lulu has never shied away from any opportunity. We feel humbled, we feel grateful that the community is connected with us. We know the needs of the society. We've done some great activations. We are heavily engaged with the Royal Humanitarian Fund, which and that's literally a blessing of so many children, which keeps showering on the brand Lulu always. We try to find what people and what society needs. Like recently we went on board with the Bahrain Animal Rescue Center, and we supported them. It was the most heartwarming and most touching moment of our lives when we connected with what happened with the shelter, and we saw personally what happens, and how important it is for everyone to know that these things need people, they need money, they need help. Things like Afkarich, we tied up with a brand called Afkarich, and they are more towards enhancing the lesser needs or the lesser privileged children. We went on with them, and so on and so forth. So I think common social responsibility is what we should think of always going forward. And as a brand, we have a lot of local activations as well as as a group, as a bigger vision. We keep engaging with the directions and the directors of our chairman and the managing director also towards CSR.
We had a short break there while the drinks arrived, so we've all been drinking. Anyway, moving on. I notice in each of your branches there is at least an aisle where you have food that's grown in the local community. Is that an area that you see growing to empower local communities to grow more and more quality, better price, and also be able to supply you?
Yeah, Ron, absolutely. In fact, I believe every brand today, a retailer or a company which is investing in in a country, the country and the people should benefit out of that first. It becomes our responsibility to make sure that these brands, these SMEs, so to say, the local produce farmers connected to our businesses, they have to get the first right of partnership with a retailer. And this is something which we as a brand, as a hypermarket, we take it very seriously. It's a policy driven thing. We have a very systematic approach to this business, of getting in the local community involved from the commercial aspect. We have tied up with the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. In fact, we were the first hypermarket who actually opened their doors to the SMEs through a special program wherein they could register their brands. They could actually feel the marketplace literally in a big hypermarket like ours. We groom them, we have actually tutored them, we prepped them to develop their brand at the level of international competition. And we are today very proud to say that a lot of such SMEs are growing with us. Not only are they growing locally, they are also growing internationally with us. We have taken some brands out of the brand Lulu Bahrain to the UAE, maybe, for example, we've taken them to Kuwait. So these brands have promise. What I want to say is, the local brands need to match international standards. Today the market is global. You don't have an advantage just because you are local. You have to be local yet international in your approach.
The only advantage is that they're close by, so it's less transportation, isn't it?
Yeah, and of course, you have the sense of community feeling, the patriotism of buying locally. It is great. You have to support these farmers. In fact, we are one of the largest investors in the farmers. We work very closely with the farmers. They directly supply their produce, their vegetables, fruits to us. So what happens is, as a farmer, they have a direct customer. They don't have to worry about disposing or looking for a marketplace for their products. We try to bridge that gap as much as possible.
So you guarantee a certain amount of sales.
Yes, and not only do we guarantee that sale, we give them the platform for the products, the packaging, the processing. All these are the add-on investments which these local farmers would have to make otherwise. But we take care of them. So what happens is, it's a win-win for them. Their job is to grow. The processing part is taken care by us, and we bring it on the shelf for them. And over and above that, we try to make it as competitive as possible in terms of pricing by investing our own funds, our own marketing funds, our own corporate social responsibility funds to these brands in order to have maximum offtake, because it's a very limited window. The Bahrain produce market works for it starts from December, it goes until maybe March, and that's it. So they have this 3-4 months wherein they have to get maximum advantage from the market, and we make sure that they get that advantage.
Was this process accelerated because of COVID or no?
You see, I think every country today is talking about food security. Bahrain was wise enough to talk about it right at the beginning of the pandemic, not towards the end. Bahrain really took the bull by the horn, as they say. A team was set up. We are proud that we are part of that team. We are actually grateful to the local authorities, to the leadership of considering us as part of the team. And yes, to answer the question, yes, COVID taught us that you have to be self-dependent as much as possible.
Because there were supply chain problems.
Yeah, and the disruptions should not affect your way of living, and this is what we try to also maintain during the course of the years.
Is it just food that you're doing this with, or are there any other products within this?
Currently, with the local market, we are connected with mostly the SMEs in our FMCG business, mostly, and there are non-food also. Interesting non-food is coming up, and some amazingly talented Bahraini entrepreneurs we are coming across in the recent times. we came across the first a Bahraini brand, which is the first vegan brand in Bahrain. All 100% made in Bahrain. You know, there's a brand of cheese. I mean, exactly opposite of that, which is made in Bahrain.
I didn't know that.
There's a brand which
Vegan
is
cheese.
yeah, popular, very popular in Bahrain, and they do amazing cheese platters. We found the first 100% healthy pet food brand in Bahrain, made in Bahrain.
Really?
Yes, it's.
What's it called?
I'll get you the name. We got them. We got them in one of our talk shows with Export Bahrain. We met them over there, and they participated in our pet festival, the pet show, and we listed them on board. There's a extraordinary breakfast brand, cereals and early risers. It's an interesting brand. So you see the packaging, you see the concept, you see the thinking of these brands. We are quite excited to help to take them forward. And this is going to be our approach. So you have to earn your place at our shelves. Just being local is not enough. And we are here to continue helping you to take the brands forward.
We should try that early risers for the breakfast banter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
idea.
They are a good brand.
Okay.
They have amazing mueslis and breakfast
Are you
cereals.
interested in vegan cheese though?
Yes, why not?
So how do?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So how does a local brand approach you? What are the ways that a local business can partner with Lulu?
The doors. Any good product is welcomed in the hypermarket, but then we've made it convenient for these brands to come on board. We usually encourage them to go through the Export Bahrain, SME,
that's what I was
SMEs Bahrain. They have a wonderful team of young and dynamic people who actually do the tutoring, prep the brand for a hypermarket, and then they propose it to us. We look at the shelf space and availability and what value add that brand gives us, and we give them a 3-month window to start off with. And we understand that in 3 months what's happening with the brand, because the brand has to take off.
Yeah.
No point having something on the shelf as a decoration, and we help them in making sure that the brand takes off from the shelf. The marketing engagements, the promotions, the highlights in our regular product advertisements is what we keep doing, and encouraging the brands to keep actively involved in the hypermarkets to see the growth of the brand.
So they're separately looked after or marketed
Yes.
away from international brands?
Yes. They are. As I said, these brands are new in the market. There is promise, but probably there is lack of direction. And that's what we try to help them in.
I was thinking of those brands of products that are the same, like tomatoes, that can be grown here and grown abroad and imported. Are they cheaper here?
Yeah, so now, we all know that Bahrain is big in farming, and especially in the hydroponic farming. Bahrain is really getting there. You have some amazing facilities in Bahrain where they grow the international quality produce, like cherry tomatoes, for example. They're growing strawberries over here. They're growing seedless watermelons over here, and you see that the technology is driving the business forward, and this will continue. I think what I understand from the authorities is they're actually getting into food security farming in Bahrain in a very big way.
So recently for National Day, you had a very interesting program put together at Lulu Market, where you got all the local businesses that work with you. Can you tell us a bit about how that idea came about and what happened during the event and things like that?
Yeah, so I think every year during the National Day, this is where we try to highlight our Made in Bahrain initiative in a very strong way. The idea is the brands are already on the shelf, they are selling on the shelf, they are present. But by doing such events, we just bring them together for the community and for the consumers to be aware. And every time we are surprised that people they get shocked to see a local brand of that high quality of something which they've not heard of. Like I mentioned a couple of names earlier, and we want to keep doing it. That also encourages the other SMEs.
Yeah.
When you put them all together, when you put 50, 60 odd companies all together to promote their brands and to just talk of their efforts, that brings in new entrepreneurs also on board, and it's a win-win. I think for everyone to understand that a hypermarket is there to give you opportunities. Whether you are willing to take that opportunity and to take it to another level is something up to the brand.
Yeah.
There's a word that we haven't used yet, which is part of CSR, which is that these products come from sustainable. That continue. That everything is sustainable, not used up, can continue on and on and on. I think that's what you're doing as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think you said it, Ron. Sustainability is the key today, and every new brand which is introduced, this is what we see, whether the brand has a long-term promise. We don't want something taking a hit and a miss. No, we are not believing in. We don't want to encourage such companies. We want to encourage companies who have a vision, who have the depth of executing and delivering, and whether it is CSR or whether it is regular business, sustainability today is the way forward.
Yes, yes.
Is there any specific case study that you'd like to highlight today with us and for our audiences to understand how a local Bahraini brand went from local to international with Lulu?
There are a few. Again, you want me to mention the brand?
I mean, anything. Just you don't have to mention the brand. Just maybe the product category or something.
Like one famous example is the Jannati, the date mamul biscuits, which are really at a international level today. They started in a very small operation in Bahrain. Today, Jannati is available as the most preferred biscuit when you're flying Gulf Air with your coffee, you get it. It's available over the shelves in Lulu Abu Dhabi or in Lulu Kuwait. And similar such stories, like we are tying up with a water company now to have a private label brand. So we are also getting into private label, white label as we say, for the brand Lulu. And so on and so forth. I think, Anita, to answer your question, more specifically, the brand has to have the vision, which has to align with the vision of the hypermarket.
Yeah.
We want to help the brand get the production facility and their business right in the direction of what the hypermarket is looking at. Nothing short term will work for us is the message we give every company which comes to us knocking our doors for getting business.
So the brand Lulu has been in Bahrain for nearly 12, 13, 14 years?
Yeah, I think, 12 years?
12 years.
12 years, yes.
So you've seen this entire local communities growing because of Lulu's initiatives since which year? When did it accelerate?
Yes. So thanks for asking this question. In fact, we were the first hypermarket to engage with the local communities. Before we came, there was not much happening in that field. Like we went to the productive families with the Ministry of Social Development. There are a lot of people who are their homemade businesses, and they didn't have a platform to sell. And these are wonderful products, the daily use of spices and herbs and pickles and all, made by people who really genuinely are in need of this, in need of the money. We got them on board, and we were not selling the profits, we were transferring to them straight away.
Okay.
So they were selling in markets and exhibitions. Suddenly they got a permanent platform in a hypermarket. That started with one hypermarket. Now today we are 10 hypermarkets. All the brands similarly, they've all grown with us. We've taken the brand, we've built it, we've tutored it, we've prepped the brand, and today they're 9x, so to say.
No, that's great. So
this podcast overall is about SMEs, isn't it?
Yes,
That's
it is.
why we started this, to help
yeah.
SMEs. So there is a message there if you're a small medium enterprise that is into farming or producing locally,
Yeah.
to approach Lulu or a government ministry. to see if you could get some support to sell within your hypermarket and grow with Lulu within the rules and quality that Lulu have.
Yes, and I for one can definitely vouch for it because I've seen it happen firsthand, and I know for that there a sincere attempt is made for a local brand to grow within the hypermarkets, you know, the way, like you said, all the standards being followed and so on.
And if I may add, I want to also say that we are happy supporting a brand which is also outside Lulu hypermarket. Like today, we are engaging with the farmers market. The most popular destination during winter is the farmers market for all of us. We go there and we have partnered with the farmers market. We are supporting them by going there and actually, distributing free reusable bags for the consumers coming over there. So we don't consider them as a threat or a competition. We consider them as they're complementing our business, and we look at every local brand in that spirit today.
Right. Excellent. I mean, that would be it for me unless you have something to ask.
No, I think we were looking at the local community as it comes to CSR. There are other parts of CSR, such as I know you have a target for reducing wastage year on year.
Yeah, I think all of us now, we are heading towards the environment sustainable goals now. This is where the vision of every company is today, and that's the approach. It's the right approach to be. We are aligning ourselves with the ESG.
SDGs.
Yes, we are going for that, and we want to make sure that long term we reduce our carbon footprint as much as possible. We were the first ones to actually have biodegradable bags in our hypermarkets across Bahrain. Now it's mandatory to have single-use plastic is banned in Bahrain now.
Yeah.
So things like these are important initiatives taken by the government, and we just want to take it forward as much as we can.
Definitely makes sense. And
A great example of a company at the top of Carol's CSR pyramid.
it is.
And if you don't know what Carol's CSR pyramid is, look on our Instagram page.
Okay, I'll definitely post about that then. Okay, thank you so much, Juzer. It was as enlightening as it always is when we interact with you.
Always a pleasure to have you here.
Then thank you, and wish you a great 2023.
Thank you so much.
May it bring us a lot of positivity, good luck, and
Yes.
best vibes possible.
Indeed,
Definitely. Thank you so
could not
much.
have put that better. So where can we be found?
So, thank you for watching, and you can find us on Instagram at mhconsultants_Bahrain, and our podcasts are on YouTube. Just search for MH Consultants. Thank you so much, and wish you all a very happy New Year.
And a Merry Christmas, of course.